Hi guys, so I literally just crawled out of bed. Well, not even. I literally just woke up, but since I'm filming this video in my bed, I technically haven't gotten out of bed yet. Today I'm just going to be doing a really quick get ready with me, and I'm going to be answering some questions for you guys at the same time. I'm going to see my friend Crystal for lunch, and yeah, it's a perfect time to do a get ready with me. So this video was kind of spontaneous, but I just put up a post on Instagram and Twitter as always, and I asked you guys just throw me some questions for the next few hours before I have to get going. I told you guys that I wanted to focus on some advice for this video. So recently I've begun to realize that a lot of you guys are just really young and impressionable teenage girls, and I know a lot of you guys are just kind of lost in life looking for some direction, so I thought that it would be a good idea to, you know, give you guys some advice if you need it. So yeah, I have some advice for you guys in this video, and I hope you guys can take it to heart, because despite being this YouTube personality, I was like you guys once. I did struggle a lot when I was a teenager, and I haven't told you guys exactly my story yet, but I did want to do a video sometime about self-love, and in that video I will be going a lot more in depth. Yeah, so with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. I'm not going to be really talking about what I'm going to be using today, since I'm mainly going to be like, you know, answering your questions. So all of that stuff will be down in the description box below as always, and yeah, let's get started. So in this video, I'm going to try to focus on a combination of answering like personal questions that you guys had for me, and also some advice that I think would be really good for, you know, the general lot of you guys to hear. From Almond Milk on Instagram, do you have any tips on how to stay motivated? I feel like this is a really common question that I get asked and also have seen get asked to other people. I think it's a really important thing to talk about. Honestly, I don't have any tips to stay motivated, because being motivated is fleeting. It doesn't ever stay around for long, and you know, it sucks. But what I want to share with you guys is just be really diligent in doing things that you don't want to do, but you have to get it done, because you know, it's more beneficial in the long run. If you train yourself to be like that, then you don't really need motivation, and you have to just work hard, and that's all there is to it really. You have to train yourself to just kick yourself in the ass and just do it. So, next question. What's your go-to music? Alright, there was also a question, if I can find it and put it up, that was, what is something that people don't know about you? Something you guys don't know about me is that I love country music. I was just like flipping through the radio one day, and by chance I happened by the country music station, and that was a few months ago, and ever since then I have not been able to stop listening to it. I am like seriously straight up addicted to the country station. And why I like country music so much is, one, it's super cute, alright? I love like the twang of like their like little guitars, and it's just so cute and upbeat and, you know, full of like happy emotions. A lot of the songs that I've heard is also about, you know, just living life and having fun, hunting, fishing, loving every day, and, you know, just having a good time. This is a question from Pocket Moth. I have high functioning autism and dream of becoming a fashion blogger on YouTube. Would you be able to give any tips on starting? When it comes down to it, all you have to do is just do it. You can't think about all of the fears and anxieties that you have that come along with making a YouTube channel. You can't think about how you're afraid of how people are going to, you know, judge you, because if you're always afraid of those things, and if you're always living your life for somebody else, scared of what they're going to say about you, you're never going to get anything done. Once you put out that first video, and once you sort of get a hang of putting out those videos, you know, you'll realize that it's really easy, and it was never really a big deal in the first place. It's just conquering your fears, and to do that, you just have to do it. And there's no secret behind it, really. That's all there is to it. But definitely lower your expectations for yourself, because nobody starts out perfect. If you look at your favorite YouTubers who have millions of subscribers, they don't start out where they are now. Dog mom goals, like what breeds would you like to have, and some names for future pups, and a bunch of cute dog emojis. Alright, so, of course, first of all, I'm just going to start with one dog, you know, make sure that I'm a proper owner and that I can handle the responsibility of like a living, breathing animal, because as much as I love dogs, you know, it's huge responsibility. So yeah, start out with one dog, maybe move into two, and maybe end up with 10. Who knows? I am really passionate about pit bulls. They're just so cute with their big heads. They look like little dinosaurs. I can see myself having like 6'10" pit bulls, honestly. And I'll just be like this badass like middle-aged Chinese lady like walking like my 50 pit bull pack like down the street, and like nobody will fuck with me. So future names for my pit bull. I really want to name like my first pit bull like something fucking ridiculous like Skull Crusher the Third Dragon Slayer. I don't know, I think it would be hilarious. Yeah, honestly, I would totally name my dog like Skull Crusher. And I would love to give another one of my pit bulls like a Kanto name, so maybe something like Bao or Leng Zai, or I don't know, just like something really cute. Alright, so I got this really awesome question. What is your all-time favorite horror film? There is no other genre that I am as passionate about as horror films. Whenever there's a new horror movie out in theaters, I go watch it like immediately. James Wan is my favorite director. He did Insidious, he did Conjuring, and he worked on some other things which I don't really like as much, but Insidious and Conjuring are my favorite horror films. They are like, I love them so much because they're so like, I feel like it really resonates with my sort of style because like they're so quirky and strange, but at the same time they still really accomplish what they were made to do. So they're not too out there where you don't really understand what's going on anymore, but they're strange in a way that really enhances the feeling of fear. And I feel like that's so creative and just like amazing. The Conjuring 2 is my favorite horror movie of all time. Oh my god, I remember I was in the movie theater with my friends, and at the end of Conjuring 2, I just like fucking started crying because I was so like emotionally touched by how good it was. Like, if you guys have any recommendations for like amazing horror movies, please let me know. I also really like foreign horror movies, as long as I'm able to find subtitles. Yeah, I'm all up on that shit. How do you define success, both in YouTube and your personal life? Much love. From Lunatic Lines on Instagram. Alright, Lunatic Lines. I feel like the concept of success is a really crucial part in shaping somebody, especially in like their adolescence. And I will share more about this and how it affected me personally in my self-love video. I graduated high school when I was only 15, and you know, I went into college and I had to do everything perfectly. I wanted to join leadership classes, I wanted to have a 4.0 GPA, I wanted to get into this amazing college straight afterwards, finishing my GEDs. If that doesn't define the definition of success that I had back then for me, then I don't know what will, because I was seriously a hard ass on myself, and you know, it caused me a lot of depression. And I never shared this with you guys before because, you know, it's a really personal story to me, but I definitely think that it will help you guys who are sort of lost in life and lost in school like I was. It's because I went through that sort of phase in my life that now I've sort of reworked my definition of success, because, you know, back then it was really self-destructive to always think that I had to be perfect. And, you know, even now I am still really hard on myself, and, you know, you are always your own worst critic. I used too much blush. But now definitely my definition of success is just being happy, honestly. Obviously, it's really important to have the means to live comfortably and not be starving. But if you live in like a dingy old apartment with like cockroaches, but you're so happy with your life and your job and your relationships, then how is that not successful? You know, growing up, I always had my parents, and I still do have my parents, give me the pressure of it's irresponsible and it's unreasonable to follow and do what you love in life because you're going to starve. That idea is still extremely scary to me, and I know it's scary for a lot of us, but just because you're not living as well off as somebody else, it doesn't change the fact that you can be successful. And I feel like being happy is being successful, and that could mean a lot of things for different people. So I mean, the definition of success is really fluid. Alright, so next I got a ton of questions about high school, and especially being a freshman and the anxieties that come along with that. because you guys are starting school again soon. This one is from EQTea. I'm starting high school and I'm really nervous because the people in my area lack appreciation for fashion and art. I'm afraid I'll fail at making friends because I really don't fit in, but I also don't want to change myself. I only need a few friends, but I'm really nervous about the whole idea of high school in 2 weeks. I don't want to lose my passion for the things I love either. Any advice for this situation? And I had another question that I wanted to answer together. This is from on Instagram. What is your definition of a real friend, and any advice on how to meet new people? I definitely found myself kind of lost around like my sophomore year of high school, feeling like I didn't have people that I truly connected with and who really had my same interests at heart, and you know, I felt really alone. I'm 20 now, but it was only recently in the past 2 or so years that I really found people that I could finally say I love you to, because they're just wonderful people, wonderful friends, and I can definitely see myself being friends with them in the future. And it took me so long to find people like that, and I definitely didn't find them in high school. Friends that you really cherish and really connect with, and friends that you can see yourself, you know, years down the line still being friends, those don't come along so easily, and you know, you can't force them to happen either. It just happens when it happens. The average person has acquaintances, but true friends, you know, maybe you only have like 3 or so. That really small amount of special people, they don't come along every single day, and you might not meet them in high school either. So I mean, it's okay, you know, lower your expectations a bit, to be honest, because I honestly didn't keep any of my friends from high school because I feel like, you know, we just really didn't connect in the same sort of values that we had. And you know what? It's totally okay. You know, high school is just a very short span in your overall life. It's not going to be the end of the world. Just because you don't have friends in high school doesn't mean you're never going to have friends for the rest of your life. As long as you keep that part that's kind of strange and quirky true to yourself, it doesn't really matter what sort of friends you have or get along with, because I definitely have, you know, really funny friends who live completely different lifestyles to me, but you know, we still get along and I still love them because, you know, they're good friends. You know, just don't be scared. Just go for it. Alright, so next I have a just really casual question. Is your PO box still open? And yes, my PO box is still open. I always have the information down below in my description box, so you guys can check that out if you want to. For those of you guys who have sent me really lovely like letters and things like that, I do just like collect all of them until I have enough to do another unboxing video for you guys. So yeah, because I definitely want to, you know, like share my experience of opening up those letters and things like that with you guys, because you guys sent them to me. So yeah, I'm just, you know, sort of hoarding them until the time comes. Okay, so I have the question from Giovanna NB. Who would you be in SpongeBob? I used to think that I would be Patrick because I'm a big pink loser, but recently I realized that I'm actually Sandy Cheeks because I love country music and I also do karate now. Not really karate, it's taekwondo, but you know. Alright, so we are finally done with makeup. That only took me like an entire fucking hour because I was too busy talking. Alright, so I had one anonymous question. I told you guys if you had anything you would like to speak about privately, then you can just direct message it to me. How do you deal with harassment and catcallers when you're outside? There are days I purposely don't dress nice because I am afraid to be approached by strangers. When I was 15, that was when street harassment started for me, and honestly it broke my fucking world and it shattered my soul and it destroyed my spirit. There were times where I would just, you know, shut myself away, and honestly I would just cry about it because I felt so heartbroken and so shook and so scared of the world around me. But you know, it's been a long time since then. It's been 5 years. I lived in fear and anxiety for so long that the only thing left in me is anger. The only advice I can give you, you know, from a fellow girl who also experienced the same hardships is 1, protect yourself. I always bring self-defense weapons with me no matter where I go, no matter what time of day, and I'm always alert. You always have to stay alert, even if it's in the middle of the day. You have to be aware of your surroundings and you have to be aware of the people around you. And you know, it's a really hard topic to talk about, but you know, it's something that all girls should know and remember every single day of their lives. I would really recommend you guys take women's self-defense courses because I think it's something that every woman should do. I think it would help you feel a little bit more safe if you know, knew that you had the measures to protect yourself in the case that something happens. One side looks significantly uglier than the other. I hope you guys enjoyed this video that was kind of different from all of my past Q&As. Some of these things are kind of difficult to talk about sometimes, but you know, it's important to talk about them regardless. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time.